going on, guys? Welcome back to a new video. It's your boy Jaden aka Course World, and we are now days away from the draft, and the draft is finished. Rounds 1 through 7 has gone through, and right now we're working on the Niners. We're gonna see how it is with Trey Lance as their future QB, and I'm gonna try to see if I can get all the same picks they got in the draft. I'm gonna try, but we did end up getting the 3rd pick in the draft, so obviously we gotta use that on our boy Trey Lance. So obviously, first pick, Jaguars got Trevor Lawrence. Second pick, Jets got Kyle Pitts. Okay, that's not realistic, but we get Trey Lance, 72 overall. That's the quarterback they go with. Then let's go into our next pick. So now the Niners, the second pick they got was a guy named Aaron Banks from Notre Dame, 48th overall. So that's who we're going with, Aaron Banks. Let's see, right guard. He's a freaking reach, but we got a right guard. And then let's go into our next pick, which is in round 4. So we actually had a round 3 pick, but I don't know what we did with it. But they ended up getting a running back named Trey Sermon. So Trey Sermon's here, we could pick him up. If not, we're gonna have to skip on that pick. Yeah, he's not there, so we're gonna have to skip on that pick and not get Trey Sermon. But they got a cornerback named Ambry Thomas from Michigan. So let's see if we could pick him up. Ambry Thomas he's a reach again, but that's who they picked up. And then 5th round, they got a guy named Jalon Moore, who's an offensive lineman. Okay, so we got a guy named Jalon Moore, Western Michigan. Let's see if he's like a guard or something, or a center. Jalon Moore, I don't see him here. Yeah, so he's not there. So we have to pass up on him. Let's see if we get. They got a cornerback named DeMondre Lenoir. Let's see if he's available here. Yes, he is. We're going to pick him up. And then we have another 6th round pick that we could use. Another 6th round pick they got was a safety named Talanoa Hufanga from USC. California Hunagua. If he's here, let's pick him up. If he's not, then it's slow. Okay, so he's not there. So you have to get running back Elijah Mitchell from Louisiana Lafayette. What is his name? Elijah Mitchell. Yes, this is him. This is a running back we pick up. Nice. So we got one more pick. And we have 2. We're going to leave this to the rest of the draft, but those are the players we picked up. This is the draft recap. This is who the Niners picked up. All these guys here. Pretty solid if you ask me, right? So obviously Trey Lance is going to have to learn from Jimmy G, but I feel like it'd be best to just start him. Off rip. Yeah, we just start Trey Lance off rip, and then we just work with the team like that. This is what the offense looks like. This is what the defense looks like. Pretty interesting, I'd say. So I feel like they could be pretty solid this year. So I'm gonna just set up everything, and then we're gonna sim to the end of the season and see how they perform. Wow. So the Niners made the playoffs. They went 10-6. We're facing 11-5 Buccaneers at home. That's pretty. 87 offense, 81 defense. Seahawks went 13-3. We went 10-6. Rams went 9-7, and Cardinals went 7-9. So pretty interesting year for the guys so far. Our offense was 14th. Trey Lance had 34 passing touchdowns, 7th in the NFL, and our defense was 11th. So Trey Lance, 34 touchdowns, 10 picks, 103.8 passer rating, 67 completion percentage, pretty solid. Raheem Mostert, pretty solid, of course. Jeff Wilson, though, had 12 TDs as backing him up. Debo had 1,100 yards. Kittle had 832. Ayuk had 10 TDs, which is pretty nice. Defense, D Ford actually did something, had 8.5 sacks, so he led the team with that. And we had a great amount of interceptions all over the board. So looks like Trey Lance had a good first year at quarterback for us. Trey Lance is a 79 overall. He has a star potential, so that's pretty nice. Our receivers are good nonetheless. Defense, everyone's pretty solid, of course. So it looks like Jason Verrett's injured, so we're not gonna have him for the playoffs. He has a ruptured disc. If we win, though, he'll be back. So hopefully our guys can hold it down. So we're playing against 11-5 Buccaneers who have Tom Brady. So let's see how we do against them. We won 45-42, so we won a freaking crazy game. Eric Armstead dislocated his ankle, but that's fine. We have D Ford. So this was a shootout. From looks of it, this game was a shootout. And let's see how since this game was a shootout, I want to see the scores of that game. Since it was Trey Lance's first playoff game and it was away, so they won a shootout. So let's see how that went. Niners. So Tom Brady had 5 touchdowns, 2 picks, didn't get sacked. He had a 126.4 passer rating. Trey Lance had 3 touchdowns, got sacked twice, had a pretty good game. Rushing was pretty mediocre for both teams. Receiving was pretty okay for both teams, I'd say. Defense, Jason Pierre-Paul and Al-Quad and Muhammad both sacked us, but we did get 2 picks from Fred Warner and Ken Webster. So it was just one of those games where it's like, hey, it is what it is. We took the dub down. That's what I like to see. We took the dub. Facing our division leaders in the Seahawks. And then after that, the NFC Conference Championship, we have, what's his name? Jason Verrett back. Trey Lance is an 81 now, so he's taking off, of course. We have Jason Verrett. And Jason Verrett's back, of course, so that's pretty good for us. So we have our number 1 cornerback. And then apparently we got 1 injury. Well, let's see who that injury was. Oh, no, it was Eric Armstead. So without further ado, hopefully let's get a dub against Russell Wilson and the Seahawks at home. We did. We beat them 19-15. Wow. We beat them 19-15. That's crazy. 1 new injury report. DJ Jones fractured his foot. So we have both of our key linemen who start for us. They're injured. But let's see how the game against the Seahawks went, because I was not expecting us to make it this far. So Trey Lance had 2 touchdowns, threw 1 pick. Russell Wilson had a bad game. He got sacked twice and he threw a pick. Rushing wasn't really that evident, but defense, Dre Greenlaw and D Ford both got sacks, and then Bobby Wagner and Fred Warner, both of the best middle linebackers in the game, got picks on both of the quarterbacks respectively. So we're facing the 11-5 Saints, so it's us or them. So let's see if we could do this. We took an L 21-14. The Super Bowl is a rematch between the Colts and the Saints. Let's look at the Pro Bowl roster. Trey Lance went to the Pro Bowl. Kyle Juszczyk went to the Pro Bowl as well. Debo made it. Offensive lineman. None of our guys made it. D linemen. None of our guys. Linebackers. Fred Warner didn't make it. Quarterback, safeties, none of our guys. That's interesting. That's very interesting that happened. Our contract obviously got extended, but let's see. Obviously, Trey Lance definitely got Rookie of the Year. No way he didn't. So let's advance to the next week as it's Saints Colts. Winners are the Saints, who won. Interesting. If we look at the 2021 season recap, middle linebacker Demario Davis won Super Bowl MVP. Justin Herbert won MVP. Trey Lance won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Michael Parsons won Defensive Rookie of the Year and Defense Player of the Year. And Matt Ryan won Offensive Player of the Year. Nice. We have 16 players ready to negotiate with. Obviously, we got to re-sign big boy Fred Warner. This is our guy. He's our rock in the middle of the field. So we definitely got to re-sign him. Trent Williams, we got to definitely re-sign him. We got to re-sign McGlinchey as well. Lincoln Tomlinson is a good guard, so we got to definitely re-sign him, but he doesn't want to. We got Richie James Jr. We're going to re-sign these guys. We got Jordan Willis as well. Got a lot of the guys here, but we're obviously going to have to pick up some people in the draft, of course. I do like Juszczyk, though. I do like Juszczyk, but he's going to test out free agency. And we also have Trent Williams here. If we franchise tag him, we're going to be broke, so we're going to let Trent Williams go. But we have $13 million available in free agency. Obviously, we could re-sign some players, or not re-sign, but we could sign some players. So at left tackle, we could sign someone like Russell Okung, but he's going to ask for $9 million, so maybe we could just draft someone. Drafting someone wouldn't be too bad. We have Lincoln Tomlinson here, who I definitely want to see re-signed back to the team. Center, we still have Weston Richburg. Still pretty solid, I'd say. So, right guard, we have Banks, that kid we drafted. So, honestly, we're going to just, keep him so we could develop him, I guess. We're going to just give, a cheap one-year deal to a guard. And then right tackle, we still have McGlinchey, of course. We definitely have to re-sign him. I'm glad we did. We got George Font here. This guy makes sure the offensive line is good for Trey Lance. Left end is good. D tackle is good. Right end is good. We got Dre Greenlaw. We got Fred back. Corners. So we just could honestly make these moves in the draft. So one thing I do want to do is definitely get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo, as we would get $23 million back from getting rid of him. So goodbye to Jimmy Garoppolo. So now that we got rid of Jimmy Garoppolo, we can honestly sign some more players in the free agency. And I feel like signing like Aaron Jones wouldn't be too bad. Aaron Jones to a 1-year deal. He'd come play for the Bay. That wouldn't be too bad. Give Juszczyk like a nice solid deal. Come back and play for us. That wouldn't be too bad either. Receivers are pretty good. We just need a second tight end. CJ Uzomah shouldn't be too bad for us. He's a big receiver, so, or a big lineman, or a big tight end. Jeez, can't even like talk. Gotta pick up a 5th-year option on Nick Bosa for sure. Yes, he just had a down year. We could definitely bring him back. Yep. Yeah, Juszczyk back. We need to sign a backup middle linebacker, I feel, because we only have Fred on the team. So yeah, we definitely need a backup. And then right outside linebacker, we have nobody. We're gonna have to definitely draft someone there too. Well, let's see. We got Jermaine Carter to be the backup, and then now we're heading into the draft. Obviously, we have a high pick. We have the 29th pick in the draft. So let's go with that pick. We need a left tackle. We definitely do need a left tackle. Let's see what they have. Do they have any good left tackles? They do not. If they have a good right tackle, maybe we can move someone. Dominic Love, he's a mid-second rounder, and Matthew Reinhart is a late second rounder. Reaching for a lineman, I don't know if that'd be reasonable right now, but we could though. We could. You know, let's reach for Dominic Love, and then we can keep him at right, and then put McGlinchey at left side. And then let's go to our next scouted players, all positions. Since we're in round 3 right now, let's see if there's any gems. A safety, a strong safety, Devontae Akins. We need a strong safety, so we pick one up. Finally upgrading that position. And then we're just going by scouting and just who's the best like players like available. If there's any steals, of course. As we just addressed the safety position, so we could go with a cornerback now. James Gallimore, he's a mid-second rounder, slot corner. Wouldn't be too bad. We pick him up, and we're gonna leave the rest of the draft to the. So now we look at the draft recap. After they picked up those guys, they picked up some more offensive linemen and a running back. So let's go to first week of preseason. We have an 83 offense and an 81 defense. So like I said, McGlinchey would play the left side. Our rookie would play the right side, of course, just so we could protect Trey Lance's blind side. We picked up Aaron Jones, so that's new firepower for our offense. Linebacker situation is kind of still the same, but I still feel like we'll do pretty solid. And yeah, I feel like we're gonna have another similar year. So let's see how that goes, and we're gonna send to the playoffs. 41-14 to the Panthers in week 17, and we gotta play them again. Ooh. Ooh. We in the rank NFL. Wow. But our defense was 21st. So Trey Lance threw 28 touchdowns, 10 picks, had a 91.8 passer rating. Aaron Jones had 875 rushing yards and 7 TDs. Kittle had 10 TDs. That's the highlight of our receiving crew. Defense, Dre Greenlaw had 9 sacks, 2 picks, and led the team in tackles, so that's pretty awesome. Eric Armstead and Nick Bosa both had 12 sacks apiece, so we were getting hella sacks on defense. And then Fred Warner had 4 picks, Mosley had 4 picks, Jimmy Ward had 3, Dre Greenlaw had 2, Trey Flowers had 2, DeAndre Walker had 1, Marcel Harris had 1, James Gallimore had 1, and Akella Witherspoon had 1. So our defense came to play. We have an 84 offense and 83 defense now. This is Trey Lance's second-year starter. He's an 82 overall. Damn, it looks like our guy is injured. Yeah, it looks like our guy is injured in Deebo Samuel. So these are the receivers we have to work with. And then the offensive line is pretty solid. Our rookie is now 73. Defense, we got Hines starting now because it looks like our guy is injured. Akins is a 75. corners are looking pretty solid, of course. I think our second, or no, Javon Kinlaw's injured, and same with D Ford. So we got a lot of injuries, but let's see how long these guys are gone for. Debo has a torn bicep, so he's out for 6 weeks, and then Javon Kinlaw has a complete PCL tear, so he's gone for the rest of the season. So we're facing 11-5 Panthers. Let's see if we could get our revenge after losing 41-14 to them. We do. We beat them 31-20. So it doesn't matter if they beat us in the regular season. It's all about the playoffs that matter. So we're facing a 13-3 Washington football team. Let's see how the game was when we played the Panthers. So Teddy B had 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, got sacked twice. Trey Lance had 3 touchdowns, only got sacked once. So he did pretty solid. So DJ Jones, Hines got a sack, and then Jimmy Ward got a pick. So it was a pretty good game from us. That's pretty nice. The Washington football team are 13-3, so I kind of want to see who's on their team, like who's making their wheels turn. That's a pretty interesting way for me to put it, but in all seriousness, it is. I do want to see. They have Jameis Winston, 36 touchdowns, 7 picks, and then rushing attack is okay. The receiving is not even the craziest either, but maybe it's their defense that's stellar. Chase Young had 12.5 sacks, and Jonathan Allen had 11 sacks, so a good amount of sacks as a defense. And then the picks, not too bad. And then, yeah, we're facing a 13-3 Washington football team. And let's see if we could take a dub. I mean, we do. We won 35-10. Yo, Trey Lance's playoff resume is looking pretty solid. It's looking real solid, if you ask me. We have 1 new injury, though. Debo, a backup running back named Austin Walter tore his quad. Interesting. Facing the Cowboys in the conference championship, though. So, it looks like the Seahawks, or who else was in our division? The Rams lost. The Rams lost early, so that's tough for them. But we just obliterated the Washington football team. Trey Lance didn't throw a touchdown, but he got sacked. Jameis Winston had a bad game. He threw 2 picks and got sacked twice. Rushing, we got a good amount of TDs. Trey Lance, again, a flawless game. He didn't throw a pick. I don't think he's thrown a pick this whole playoffs. No, he did last year. But Nick Bosa and DeAndre Walker both had a sack. And then Devontae Akins, our rookie, had 2 picks on Jameis Winston that led us to the conference championship. And the Cowboys are also 9-7. I want to see who's on their team as well. Dak Prescott, of course, 36 touchdowns, 7 picks. Zeke, 1,400 yards. And they drafted Najee Harris, who had 586 yards and 6 TDs. So the rushing attack is going to be a problem. Amari Cooper had 1,000 yards, 15 touchdowns. That's going to be a problem. But I don't think their defense is that good. I mean, they have a lot of interceptions. DeMarcus Lawrence had 17.5 sacks, but that's their only highlight. That's the only highlight on sacks. But they got a good amount of interceptions. So this should be a good game. I feel like this should be a great game. So without further ado, let's see if we have a trip to the Super Bowl. We lost 38-35. What a close game, yo. Come on. A close-ass game like that. 2 trips to the Super Bowl, 2 trips to the conference championship. We took L's on both of them. Let's see if any of our guys made the Pro Bowl. Kittle made it. Offensive lineman. No one. D lineman. If you guys enjoyed watching the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Next video we're going to do is Justin Fields on the Bears, so hopefully you guys stay tuned for that. And guys, we reached 200 subs. Thank you guys for the support. I'm really liking how the channel is going so far. And you know, summer's right around the corner. I'm almost done with school, so expect more content coming from me. But without further ado, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. And remember, you got